Flosstube, it's Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. I'm back for an update video. Today is Monday, June 8th. It has been a while since my last video, primarily due to just recording issues. I have this computer that is new, and I will record and then it will freeze, and then I get frustrated and I take a day. And so that's just been happening, but my hope is that I get this recorded today and I can get it uploaded tonight. So if you are new, welcome. You're not aware of how long it's been since my last video. If you are returning, I'm back, and I hope you enjoy what I have to share today. I have a lot of progress from Mania to share. I'm not going to do a life update at the beginning of the video. I'm going to save that till the end. So, because I have a few things I want to say and a few things I want to share. So if you don't want to listen, then you don't have to. We can go straight to the stitching. My plans for the video is to show you my progress from Stitch Mania. I've fully participated in Mania this year, meaning I did 31 days of different projects, so I have lots of things to share. If you watch my Mania kind of preparation video, you will see where I was before, and then you can see how much progress I've made. I started Mania with, 14 whips from previous Manias, and that allowed me to have 17 new starts. And I'm ending Mania with 12 finishes. So what does that mean? I have 19 whips. Hopefully I'll get some of those done before next year, so because I do love to start new projects. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, and we're going to look at all of my 31 projects from Stitch Mania 2020. Okay, so I had 31 different projects to work on for Stitch Mania 2020. Of those projects, 17 were new starts, and 14 were Mania projects from previous years. I started participating in Stitch Mania in 2016, the second year of Stitch Mania. And I have one project still from that year. And then I have a few from 2018 and 2019. I don't know if I have any from 2017. We'll find out as we go through. My plan is to show you, each one, and I'll tell you if it's a new start or if it's a whip. And then if it's a whip, I'll tell you what year I started that. And if I know, I'll let you know what fabric and threads I'm using as well. I'm trying to be a little more organized with this. I did iron everything. And honestly, I recorded this video last week and I had it all set up, and then my computer was giving me problems and I just left everything here. So I haven't stitched on any of these projects since May 31st. And that way you can actually see where my progress was at the end of Mania. Once I get this recorded, I think I'm going to redo my rotation so I can stitch on some of these Mania ones, because I really enjoyed a lot of these different projects. Okay, so we're going to start with day one. On May 1st, my project was a whip. This was a project that I started in 2018. It's Cooper by Kathy Barrick. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count fabric that I coffee dyed myself. And I'm using just the DMC substitutions. It calls for silk, but I'm doing DMC. Before Mania started, I had most of this top part done. And I've just added a lot of the feathers in here, and then mostly down in this area is where I've worked. I am really loving the way this looks, and I hope to finish this year. So I'm going to put it into my rotation now that I have recorded this video, and try to get this done before the end of the year, because I already know what frame I want to put him in. Love that. Day two was a new start. I have several Shepherd's Bush kits that I've collected over the years, and I finally decided that I was going to get some of these kits stitched. My plan this year is not to, if I start anything, it has to be smaller than 100 by 100, and I'm trying not to start things. So Mania, I have to, because I got to participate. And my plan was to only work on projects that were smaller than 100 by 100. That allowed me to work on some kits. And on May 2nd, I started and finished this Shepherd's Bush kit called Embrace the Journey. And now I've used this. This has my scissors and my readers, and my pen sits next to me while I stitch. So I love that. Day 3 was a new start. It was a kit from Chessie and Me that was released in 2019 called Well Watch. It came with everything you needed, the floss, the fabric, everything. And I started it on May 3rd. I finished this one on May 17th. It's stitched on a piece of 36 count fabric. I'm not sure of I'm not sure what it is. But it's really cute. And this urn is 1/1 stitching. Very cute. I'm going to finish this as a pin keep. My sister, Sharon, Clarky's Crafts, is building a house right now, or having her house built, and she just brought me a huge garbage bag of sawdust to replenish my sawdust needs. So I've got something to stuff my pin pillows with. On May 4th, I started Sheepish Manor, another Chessie and Me kit. This was released in 2019. And again, the kit comes with everything you need, fabric, floss, everything. This is stitched on a piece of 36 count Legacy, I believe, from Picture This Plus. And this actually had silk floss. This blue is called Arctic Ice, and I love that color. And those Lazy Daisies. So that was started on May 4th, and I finished it on May 15th. I need to put my readers on. Okay. May 5th. This is one I struggle with. This is my oldest Mania whip. I have other whips that are older, but this is my oldest Mania whip. This is a Brooks Books Spirit of Oz Santa. And you can see that it's got all these little parts. Even Santa is made up of parts. Each one of these is made up of parts. It's got DMC, Krynic. It's got this memory braid stuff. It's got ribbon. I mean, it's got everything you can possibly imagine. And it's stitched on perforated paper. Prior to Mania this year, I had the hot air balloon practically done. I have to add beads up here, and then there's all the memory threads that I need to add. And I did make some progress, but not as much as I'd hoped. So I finished Westie. I just need to put her together. And I'm almost finished with Santa's hat. So I've got to come up with a plan of action to get this thing moving along, because at this rate I only stitch on it during Mania, and that's not gonna get me very far. So hopefully I'll figure something out so I can get more progress. Day 6 was a new start. Let me find it. It is Lizzie Kate Halloweeny. It came with the fabric, the linen, and then the finishing fabric, and of course the chart. So I had to provide the flosses, and where is it? And I finished it. I think this is 32 count amber, and that's the scissor fob. So it's cute. I used DMC or overdyed flosses, whatever I had. So I started that on May 6th, and I finished that on May 12th. Day 7 of Stitch Mania was a whip. This is Birds of a Feather from Blackbird Design. This is an out-of-print chart. I picked it up at Stitcher's Haven in Guntersville, Alabama years ago. And I'm stitching on this as a part of a stitch along with Lori from Mischievous Stitches. We started this in 2018. And our plan was to work on this a lot during 2020. We're gonna focus on this on Fridays, and we call it Friendship Fridays, Friendship Fridays is the hashtag. And I've got some work done. When we started, I may have had just this part, but I was able to add this and all of this branch and that bird and this bird and to bring the side border all the way down. So I got some progress. I have not stitched on this the last 2 Fridays because I've been doing other things, but I'm going to add it back to my rotation now that I've recorded this video. That's stitched on 40 count using silks to match what's called for. I don't have the called for silks, but I'm matching it to the DMC substitution suggestion. And I don't know what the name of the fabric is. Sorry. Okay, so that's the first 7 days of Stitch Mania. I'm going to pause and then come back and do the next 7 days. Okay, day 8 was a new start. I have several of these kits from Shepherd's Bush for the scissor fobs each year. And some of them I have the scissors that match, but I don't have all of them. I want to be like Mama Joan and have all the scissors, but I'm working on it. But May 8th, I worked on Joy Garden. And it's a kit, so it comes with everything you need except the scissors to do this. And I was able to stitch both parts. So that's the front. Look at that teeny tiny little sheet. So cute. And that's the back. This is stitched on 32 count vintage smoky white, I believe, using mainly Wix Dye Works flosses. So really, really cute. I started that on May 8th and I finished it on May 15th. On May 9th, I did another scissor fob from Shepherd's Bush. This was the 2016. And again, it comes with everything you need. I'm not sure what the fabric is. It's a 32 count and it's Wix Dye Works floss. So that's one side of the fob. That's the other side. Those little tiny sheep are so cute. They're so little. Okay. I started that scissor fob on the 9th and I finished it on May 19th. On day 10, I worked on another Lizzie Kate kit called Pumpkin Pocket. It comes with the chart, the finishing material, and the linen. You just have to provide the floss. And I finished it. So it's stitched on 32 count raw linen. I believe that's what that is. And I started it on the 10th and I finished it on May 25th. And I used the called for floss. If I didn't have it, I substituted the suggested DMC. On May 11th was the last of the scissor fobs from Shepherd's Bush that I have. This is called Harvest Home. And again, it came with everything I needed, so I finished both sides. It's on a 32 count linen. I'm not sure what it is, using Wix and DMC, I believe. So I started that on May 11th and I finished it on May 24th. Okay, so May 12th was a whip. So that pretty much everything I've shown you for the past few days have been new starts, but this was a whip from 2018, Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow. Teresa and I decided in 2018 that we were going to start Hawk Run Hollow pieces, and we said, okay, we'll start them in Mania, and since most of them have 12 blocks, we'll start it on the May 12th. Actually, I came up with that because I'm a nerd. Teresa's finished hers. I have not. I have been working on this block for 2 years now, so I will show you how little progress I've made. This is stitched on 40 count Stars Hollow Blend from R&R, and I'm using silks from my stash to substitute for the called for silks. And I've struggled with it, but I think I've figured out what to do. I got all of these bricks done and these 3 windows done during Mania, and I actually enjoyed stitching that. All right, day 13 was a new start. It was the Wild Pansy kit from Samplers Not Forgotten. These kits from Samplers Not Forgotten come with everything you need. The floss, the fabric, and all of the finishing supplies, including all the little accoutrements. So I really love this. I started this on the 13th and I actually finished it. Where am I putting these? Here's my finished project. This is stitched on 36 count 1/2 with the called for floss. I love that. So pretty. These are my colors. Greens and purples. Love, love it. Okay, and then day 14 was a whip. Oops, here it is. So last year, Katrina and I decided we were going to start the 12 Berries of Christmas from Erica Michaels. I finished 7 of them. No, 8. Let me do a little math. 8 of them. So I have 4 that I'm working on in Mania. I had 8, 9, 10, and 11. I've worked on 8 for several days, and I actually finished the 8th day, or the 8th berry, on May 29th. All of these are stitched on 35 count cocoa with the called for flosses. If I don't have the floss, I substitute something from either Victorian Motto or DMC. I love the little girls and all their different color dresses. This is so cute. So that was a finish. Very happy. So next up is day 15. It was a whip from 2019. It was the 9th berry of Christmas. Again, this is stitched on 35 count cocoa from Weeks Dye Works. I'm using the called for flosses or substituting something from Victorian Motto. And this was a lot of work. I'm so glad that I got this done. So the whole rug is finished. And what will happen is there will be 9 little ladies added, kind of like the 8 milkmaids on my last one. So that should go pretty quickly. I hope it will go pretty quickly. Day 16 was a new start. This is the first in the Quaint Country Ladies Club for 2020 from Dyeing to Stitch. It's the Witch's Garden from Pineberry Lane. It comes with everything you need. I love these kits. It's the first time I've participated, and I am enjoying stitching on this. This is, what is it? 36 count Liberty Gathering gray with the called for flosses, and it's really cute. It's going to be a great project. Day 17 was a finish. This is a kit that I picked up at the Prim Stitcher Society retreat in Memphis last year. I just went to the Merchant Mall. I did not participate in the retreat. But it's the Honeybees and Blooms drum from Honeycomb and Threads. And this, all you had to stitch was this top part. So it was a pretty easy stitch. I started and finished it on the same day. And I saw that Jessica from Schoolhouse Stitcher has this as well. I think she's already finished it. But hey, Jessica, you and I stitch a lot of the same things. Okay, day 18 was a new start. And this one has a funny story. So this is the Little Witch kit from Shepherd's Bush. I picked this up at Cross Stitch Peddler in Decatur, Alabama. And it's so cute. Look at that girl. She's so precious. The kit comes with 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I stitched that hat twice. And because I had to take it out and restitch it, I had to move that star. And I messed up the collar. I'm enjoying it. It's just I'm having to stitch it twice. So it's really cute. And I can't wait to spend some more time on that one. Day 19 was a whip from 2019. It is the 10th berry. And this is 10 Lords of Leaping. So I have 2 of them and 8 to go. And really, I just have to finish these flowers on this side, which are Smyrna stitches, and then I just add the little guys dancing around. So that should go pretty quickly. And day 20 was another one of the berries from last year. So the 11th berry. So 11 pipers piping. I just need to put some heads on some bodies there. But it's really cute. It's actually, this one was, I spun my Tiny Decisions app, and this one's one I need to focus on soon. So I'm going to put it in a different pile over here. All right, and day 21 was a new whip. It's another one of the Samplers Not Forgotten kits, Bouquet 1813. And it's really pretty. It's stitched on a Weeks Dye Works. I think this is either Confederate Gray or Tin Roof. 1/2 36 count fabric. And it's really pretty. All right. Okay, day 22 of Stitch Mania was a new start. I've worked on the Pumpkin King Nutcracker from Satsuma Street. This was a release at Market this year, and it's really cute. It's stitched on perforated paper, and like the Spirit of Oz Santa from Brooks books that I'm working on, it's parts that you connect, just not as many. And though it looks big, it's not that much. I mean, it's not that big, I should say. So here's my progress. So this is his right arm and his body. So it's not going to take very long to stitch that once I get working on it. So I really like this one. It's really cute. Day 23 was a whip from 2019 as well. This is Lizzie Kate, red, white, and blue. I was working on this as a stitch along with Leslie from Fat Cats Flossing, but she's already finished with it. She's already FFO'd it. I'm getting closer, Leslie. Look. I think I can finish it this year. So the kit comes with this 32 count linen, and I just added the flosses. So, and then day 24 was a kit that I picked up this past year, 2019, at the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. So Jack Frost. I know Stephanie just finished this one as well. And let me find him. So Jack Frost. And I started and finished him on the same day. And he was my last finish for Mania 2020. So not bad. I did really well this year. Okay, and then day 25 was a whip from 2019. I started this, and this was a stitch along with Lisha from the Southern Ladybug. And if you recall from my last video, I had like 2 lines of white. That was it. For an entire year, I had 2 lines of white. Well, I decided that the day I was stitching this, I was only going to stitch on this one project. And I actually got a whole pumpkin done. Oh, there we go. And really enjoyed it. This one was fun. He's so cute. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count grass stain. This is from Kitten Stitcher. So that's what, 4 more pumpkins to go? Actually, when I stitched that, I was so excited. I'm like, I'm going to finish this one. Okay. Day 26 was a new start. It's a kit from Shakespeare's Peddler. This was an exclusive for Katrina Boyd's retreats. Let Your Heart Be Light. It was a full kit. No, it's just the floss and the finishing materials. I had to pick my own fabric. And I just picked some scrap from my little scrap basket. This is something, I don't know, 32 count something. That's my progress. Okay. Day 27. It's another new start. This is Pattern Pretties, number 4 from Jeanette Douglas. And I have to be honest, at first I was like, I wish I would not have picked this one. Because my first few stitches, I didn't think it was pretty. But then I just kind of focused on it, and I'm really enjoying it. This is a piece of 40 count. I think this is Salt Marsh Green from R&R. But this is all satin stitched. And it comes with the floss and the finishing material. You just have to provide your own linen. But I think it's going to be really pretty when it's finished. Okay, so that's day 27. Day 28 was a new start. Another kit from Samplers Not Forgotten, Sweet Finch. I think this was released this year. So it comes with 2 the patterns and the materials to do both of those. And I'm working on the larger one. This is 36 count something from Weeks. Those are his little feet. So you can see that's the tail and the body. It's not a big piece. It's really cute though. Day 29. I had planned to stitch Brambleberry bunting from With Thy Needle and Thread, but this is right after the incident in Minneapolis with the murder of George Floyd, and I was just really upset. You know, I don't watch a lot of normal television, but still you were hearing so much. It was just devastating, and I'm like, I need something to make me feel better. And so I did not stitch Brambleberry bunting. Instead, I went through my stash and I found this from Not Forgotten Farm. It's called the Patriotic Fan Pin Keep. And I thought that heart-shaped shield with the American flag motifs was appropriate for how I was feeling. And I felt like the flowers springing from that gave me some hope. So I worked on that. I stitched it on a piece of 40 count putty from my stash, just using DMC. So that was my meditative stitching that day. Day 30 was a whip from 2019. This is October from Cricut Collection. I'm doing this as a stitch along with Lisha as well. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count Anubis from Under the Sea fabric with the call for DMC and the call for silken colors. And I got that pumpkin finished this year. And then the last day of Stitch Mania was a whip from last year. Another stitch along with Lisha, the Scary Apothecary. I think Lisha's finished 3 or 4 of these. Well, I'm gaining on her because I finished 1. So I finished that on the 31st. Really enjoying that. This is stitched on 32 count sterling from Lakeside Linens. And I'm going to stitch, I've got a big piece so I can stitch all 9 of these. These are fun and they don't take a lot. They're pretty quick stitches. I just have to stay focused. So that's my Stitch Mania. I did really well. I stitched every day. I stitched everything that I planned except for that one substitution on the 29th. And I thought that was my substitution was necessary, I felt, for me. And I had 17 new starts, but I had 12 finishes. So that's not bad. I'm so proud of myself. So I'm going to pause and we're going to talk about what I've been stitching for the past 8 days. Okay, so that was my Mania progress. I'm really excited about it. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of that, and that fact that I didn't get a lot of progress on all of them, but I did get some progress on each one and quite a few finishes, so I'm really proud of that. Since Mania ended, since May 31st, I did not want to stitch on any of those projects until I recorded a video to show you what did I do in May. So everything was left in my craft room, and for the past 8 days I decided to stitch on other things until I got this video recorded. So prior to Mania, I had used the Tiny Decisions app to come up with a list of projects that I needed to focus on. And when I do that, I just work on those projects until I finish them. And my focus piece for the past few days has been a Brenda Gervais piece that I started last year. It is Basket Full of Springtime. I've finished the other 3 in this series and have really struggled with this one. I guess I really don't like the fabric I chose. I'm not quite sure. But, you know, I've complained about it all the time. But I did finish it finally. I just powered through. My husband has convinced me to start watching a new series called Tales from the Loop. It's based on a role-playing game that he has. And so we watched that while I stitched on this. So it's so cute, and I'll finish it as the pillows that's suggested by Brenda to go along with the other ones. There's basketful. No, I do that every time. This is Blessed Bee. Here is the basket full of summertime, and here is basket full of wintertime. And I'm not sure where my basket full of autumn is, somewhere. Okay, so that was another finish. So I finished this on, when did I finish this? I think it was like June 5th. So yay! Put that over in the to be FFO'd pile. And then after that, actually in my calendar, where is that? I thought I brought it up here. Guess not. In my calendar, I've written down projects that the day I started them during a year, and I try to stitch on it the same day. So last year on June 6th, I guess, I started Lady Liberty from Blackbird Design. This was a sal that was started by Gary from Sunshine Stitchers. I think there were some other people involved in that as well. But I was going to stitch it, and Gary, I think he finished it in a day, but I did not make very much progress. Well, the past 2 days, that's all I've been stitching on, and I have made some progress. This is stitched on 36 count Liberty Gathering Gray, 36 or 40 count, and that's my progress. It looks really good. My plan is to just stitch this part. I'm not going to do the top. I'm going to use some of the Lady Dot Velveteen for the top and the bottom because I've got a piece that matches this really well. But that bunting is adorable. I am really happy with this piece. So I will stitch on this one until I finish it. Hopefully in the next couple of days. All right, so that's my stitching. My plans. I'm going to work on this one until it's finished, and then next up, what's on deck is the 11th berry in the 12 Berries of Christmas series. So I want to get that one finished as well. So that will be over the next couple of days what I will be stitching. Next week, we'll say that, because that's a little ambitious for me. All right, so that's my update for this video. I hope you enjoyed all of the progress and all of the projects that I've been working on. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below about any of my cross-stitching projects or other projects if you have questions. I will try to get back to those as soon as possible. I try to respond to most comments. If I haven't in a previous video, just email me or just leave another comment. Someone had asked about something framed with yellow polka dots, and I'm not quite sure what that is. So if that was you and I haven't answered your question, can you just ask me again and give me a little bit more context? Life update. I said I was going to do a life update at the end, and I'm not going to talk about my life because my life is wonderful. My family is healthy. We're all healthy and happy, and so I have only good things to say. But I do want to take the time just to say that I fully support the Black Lives Matter movement. I feel like those that are out protesting peacefully and bringing awareness of the, just the social inequality and the lack of justice that we see is something that we all need to be aware of. It is uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable to know that what we assume is a really wonderful place to live has these dark sides to them. But closing our eyes and refusing to see is not the answer. And, just listen. You don't have to agree, but it's not going to hurt to listen. There are all kinds of websites available and good reading list available. I know Ingeborg suggested the White Fragility book, and I'm actually going to start that today. So I appreciate that, Ingeborg. That was a good recommendation. But again, you don't have to agree with it, my opinion, but just respect that it's my opinion, my feelings. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good time, and I hope to see you soon. Hey, I'm back with another update to tag on the end of that last video because I never loaded it. So this is almost like a vlog. I've been really enjoying summer so far. That's probably why I'm not doing regular videos. Our garden is producing like crazy. My younger sister, her husband, and I have been doing a lot of farm stuff. So we, about a week and a half ago, we put up, what was that? 54 quarts of green beans. And then on Saturday, we put up 96 ears of corn on the cob in the freezer. And then we put up 6 quarts and 2 pints of cut-off corn. So exciting. We haven't had a good corn crop in 3 years, so we're very excited. And we're going to do that again tomorrow and then on Friday. And I haven't told you what today is. Today is Monday, June 22nd. So I just wanted to do a quick update and just put this all together, and then I will try to get back on track. I say that every time, and then it, you know, it's okay. But I do have some stitching to share with you. I have kind of settled back into a routine of a rotation where I focus on a whip and then stitch on one other project throughout the week, you know, every other day, stitch on something else. I do have one FFO, but I can't show it to you because it was a gift to a friend. I mailed that on Saturday, but I'll put a picture here. And this is the one of my mania starts from this year. It's Let Your Heart Be Light by Shakespeare's Peddler. It is a retreat exclusive for Katrina Boyd's retreat. So I picked this up, I guess, 2 years ago at her Sevierville retreat. And it was a fun stitch and it was a fun finish. So I thought it turned out pretty, and I hope the person who's receiving it enjoys it. So that was my only other finish since the other segment of my video. But I'm working towards another one, so I'm going to show you my current whips for the week. Okay, so my focus piece, and I don't remember if I said this, at the end of May, I spun my Tiny Decisions app and picked 4 different projects that I needed to focus on a finish. So one was the day 11 of the 12 Berries of Christmas. And then now I'm working on, the second one was Lady Liberty, which I finished and showed that in my last segment. And then now I'm working on the, which one is this? Christmas Cheer Santa from Jim Shore. So, and I have made quite a bit of progress on this guy since I showed you last. So there I am. I just have to do Santa's head. I don't know why I'm doing that. Just his beard and his head. I'm hoping that if I spend a couple of more nights working on this, I'll get it finished. But that's pretty, isn't it? Look at all the beads. And it's weird because that has orange in it. Look at the swirls. And then at the bottom, those are like sherbety orange colors. But it's pretty. So hopefully I'll get that one finished soon. So that has been my major stitching. That's about all I've stitched on between that gift and this one since when I did the last part of this video. But I decided to go back to my rotations where I will pick whips for the day, and I'll spend some time stitching on each one of those. So in my past videos, quarantine stitching, you may have seen these little lists. So these are my focus, or my whips that I'm going to stitch on each night. So 1 per night. So like tonight I'll work on Blackwater Hollow. So I'll just show you these. If you've watched my video, you've seen all of these, but if you haven't, this is, you'll get to see it now. So here is Blackwater Hollow sampler by Stacy Nash. I love this. I stitched this once already and gave it to Teresa in one of our sampler exchanges. And then I wanted to stitch it for myself, so I started it. It is stitched on, I don't know, it's I think this is 36 count, but I am using DMC. So I think it's pretty. So I'll work on that one. tonight after I work a little bit, and then I'll try to finish up that Santa Claus. The second one that I will work on Tuesday was started last July 1st. This was part of my Year of Brenda Gervais, and it is One Starry Christmas Eve, and I love this. I absolutely love this piece, and I do enjoy stitching on it. I haven't made as much progress as I would hope. And that's it. It's stitched on 40 count Aztec Red from Weeks Dye Works, and I'm using mainly, am I using the called for? No, I'm using whatever I have in my stash that I can substitute. Isn't that pretty? So you stitch the black, and what you see the red through that. I'll show that again. So I've got a good amount done. I mean, I've got most of the Santa Claus done. It's really pretty. And these are my threads, so I'm using silks and cottons. Just a combination nest. And I got my floss tag. So pretty. Okay. So that will come out on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to work on a Barbara Anna piece. This is called October 31. And this is deceptively, this picture makes you think it's small, but it's not. It's actually a pretty good size piece. I'm stitching it on a piece of 40 count. This is, picture this plus, no, this is a silk weaver, but I don't know what silk weaver it is. And I've got almost half done. I've got a string hanging there, but sorry. But it's pretty. It's really cute. So I'll work on that one. Moving right along. And the wheel wants me to finish these berries because I spun it and day 10 came up. So day 10 are the 10 Lords of Leaping. And I have a few flowers left to put on that kind of floral vine, and then I just have to do the other 8 Lords of Leaping. So maybe I can get to that pretty quickly. We'll see. I need to set goals, don't I? I need to like get all the berries done by the November. Okay, and then on Thursday, I'm going back to another Brenda Gervais piece that I wanted to finish last year, did not do it. But 3 Black-Eyed Susans. I've tried to get this in my shop. I don't think it's available anymore. You may be able to order it directly from Brenda. This is stitched on a piece of, I think this is Cocoa, Weeks Dye Works Cocoa. It's really pretty. And that's my progress. So I need to stitch the cauldron and the grass at the bottom. She is so precious. I love, if you've watched my videos, you know I love the pumpkin-headed people. I just think they're cute. Now Friday, I have 2 things that I want to stitch on. Hopefully by Friday I'll have that Mill Hill Santa done because I just have to do his head, right? So I will stitch on Birds of a Feather. And I haven't made any progress since my last video. I mean my last segment that is part of this video. So I'm not going to pull it out because you just saw it. But my other project is going to be another one of these Mill Hill Santas. It is the Cozy Christmas Santa. And he's so pretty. And that's my progress. So, lots of work on that one needed. And then the last day of the week, Saturday, my focus will be on, excited about this one, Strawberry Stitches by Jeanette Douglas. If you know, I love these. I've stitched 6 of them, 7 of them. I think 7 of them. I only have strawberry stitches, pumpkin stitches. I know I have those 2 left. Quaker stitches. And here is my progress, which is just the border. Not very much progress. And this is on a silk weaver. It's the 32 count, but it's an even weave. So we'll see how that turns out. And I have the silk pack. So I don't have this label. No, I do. I just labeled it on the back. Okay, so that is my plan for this week. I will hopefully have an update next Monday to share with you my progress and see how I've done. A couple of things that have come in, or one thing that's come in since my last recording, is I just got this in the mail. And I love this and this. I want to stitch these. Okay, let me figure out this one and this one. I really love those. And I also love this one and this one. I love them all. There are a lot of really cute things in here that I want to stitch. So it's a good magazine. I need to get this in my shop. Teresa tells me that all the time, and I got too many things going on. And so, all right, what else did I want to tell you? There was something else I want to tell you. This is my new thing. My husband is so sick of me because I'm like, oh, wait, I was going to tell you something, and I forgot. I guess I'm getting, let's see. I'm going tomorrow to meet with the retiring pre-professional advisor. I think I said that in my last segment, that I've accepted a new position at my university. I haven't changed universities, but I'm going to be the pre-professional advisor. I'll still teach classes. I just won't have to teach as many classes. So I've spent the last 2 weeks on conference calls with the retiring pre-professional advisor. He's just doing a brain dump, essentially. He's trying to give me as much information as possible, and he is just really a great guy for doing that. So we're going to meet tomorrow afternoon after I pull corn. Got to do some farming in the morning, and then go do some, faculty stuff in the afternoon. But we're going to look at some stuff he has in his office, and then I get to see what my new office is going to be. What else? There's something else. I know there's something else I was going to tell y'all. I don't know. Maybe I should save it for the next video. I am home alone now. My husband is at work and my kids are both working. So both of them are working. They're part-timers, but they're working those kids full-time. Nicholas is one of 2 employees that they have working at the bookstore. For a long time, he was the only one. And then Patrick, he's pulling double shifts at Panera often. But he's applying to all kinds of jobs. He's decided he wants to go back to Disney, but if he doesn't go back to Disney, it's okay because he's got applications in all over the United States. But, he's got to move on. I don't want him to. Video up with just a thank you for those of you that come back to see my videos every time. I know I'm not the most predictable on posting these, so I'm glad that you are sticking with me. I hope to be back next week to show you the progress on all of these different projects. And then I just want to end the video again saying that I fully support the Black Lives Matter movement. This is an important time in our country, and it is good to see the level of support that movement is getting. I want to also reiterate Ingeborg from A Stitch Too Far's recommendation of the book White Fragility. It's a really good book. I'm listening to it on Audible, and it's written in a way that explains the terminology and gives you the basic understanding of when people are talking about racism. It is just really, really well written. And then I have a recommendation as well. This is a young adult fiction book. Each year that I participate in the freshman group read that we have for our honor students. So I read the book and then I facilitate a discussion with about 10 to 12 freshman honor students. I've done this a couple of years. The first year we read a book that was okay. The students loved it. I'm not a freshman, so I wasn't interested in it, I guess. But this past year we read Angie Thomas's book On the Come Up. which was really, really well written. I enjoyed it. I read the book and then I listened to the book on Audible and really enjoyed listening to it on Audible. And then after that, I downloaded and listened to her first book, which is The Hate You Give. I highly recommend that one. The Hate You Give is a really good, it's really good. It gives you the perspective of a young black female that has experienced these things. It just breaks your heart what she goes through. It really does. And Angie Thomas does a great job presenting it and keeping you aware that this is a young person. Just little tiny things in the writing that I just love when she describes the clothes that she's wearing or the food that she's eating. It's just, I thought it was really great. So there's my recommendation, The Hate You Give. Really well done. Again, the virus is still out there. Not, lots of viruses are out there, but the virus is still out there. So wear your mask. Mississippi people don't want to wear their mask. That's why we got so many sick people, I guess. But wear your mask. Hope you enjoy your summer, and I will see you soon.